That's my middle guard from Seton Hall.
And we are live. We had to jump on early because we got one of Sis's guys, a former offensive guard at Seton Hall, Mr. Tony
No, no, no,
Sanchez.
no, 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 no. He was a center and a nose guard.
Oh,
Get
center
it
and a
right.
nose guard.
Get it right.
So right
Get it
out of the
right.
gate, he's saying hello. How are you, Mr. Sanchez? Thank you for joining.
What's
Mr.
up?
Sanchez,
Good
thank
dude.
you.
And
He's a good dude.
Mr. Carson, how are you, my friend?
What's up? I'm doing great. Always a pleasure to be on the K&K Sports Talk Show. I'm ready to roll.
You know what? I needed you last night because Kenny was coming at me hard, Carson, with this Gonzaga, like
Oh yeah.
all
Okay.
over me, all over me. Even though he bought in, he was all over me last night. That garbage I
Okay,
had to
gotcha.
deal with. Mr. Sis, how are you?
I'm great. Kenny got buried last night on the Yankee trivia, though.
Yes, he
Your
did.
brother-in-law ate him up.
Yes, he did.
Now he's gonna get me back next week with the Alabama stuff, but I'm ready.
You're ready.
Yep.
And Mr. Kirkpatrick, by the way, if everyone's watching, they see a little logo with a happy birthday logo next to him because tomorrow is Mr. Kirkpatrick's birthday. I'm not going to throw a
Birthday.
number out, but it's his birthday tomorrow.
Yeah, happy early birthday, Kenny.
26, baby. 26.
There you go. Yeah, 26.
Plus 20. Plus 20.
So, Carson, let's do this.
But over joking aside, Kurt, Sis did get me with the Yankee trivia, but the tide's about to turn. No
Okay.
pun intended.
The
Now,
time.
now Kenny,
I agree
you
with
got
there.
Kenny, you got to understand this. You're gonna have to definitely give me dates because I'm gonna throw something at you right now. If you can answer this question, you got 3 dinners at Steve's Sizzling Steakhouse. What year did Woodrow Lowe play for Alabama?
Who?
Woodrow Lowe, inside linebacker.
What year?
What year? You got 3 dinners if you get this right.
78.
Nope, 73.
I was going to say
I got a better
72.
one. I'll give you one more shot. Johnny Musso, the same year, 1973. What was Johnny Musso's number? He was a running back.
Linebacker?
He was an All-American. No, he was a running back.
26.
All-American for the Bear.
26.
Nope, 22. No dinner.
All right, no dinner.
That's enough of that. That's enough of that.
All right, by the way, we're getting a comment. Stroll time is incredible from Danielle S. saying, hey, Carson. And she's also saying,
Hey, what's up, Danielle?
happy birthday, Kenny.
Thank you, Danielle.
So let's start
Yes.
with Carson because we talked about this a little bit. Like, what's your thoughts on, listen, Gonzaga getting run out of the gym Monday night against Baylor?
Yeah, I mean, it was a disappointment. I mean, they just could not keep up with Baylor. I mean, Baylor played phenomenally well on defense, but you can start right from the get-go. As soon as they had an 11-1 lead, Gonzaga's like, okay, we got to regroup. They tried to cut it back. They went on a couple runs, but they just couldn't get it past under 10 the whole game. Baylor just played outstanding. Major props to them. You know, it's kind of disappointing because you think here comes Gonzaga, here comes the perfect season. But we saw a little bit of foreshadowing with UCLA. Like, okay, if UCLA can pull with Gonzaga all the way, what's Baylor going to do to Gonzaga? And sure enough, definitely one of the best defenses in the Big 12, and that showcased then the national championship. But I wish it was a little bit closer of a game. But the fact that they got blown out was a shock to me for sure.
Do you think it had to do with the rough game Saturday night against UCLA?
Yeah, I think they did. It's crazy because like it's really hard to come. I mean, when you have an amazing game like that, and when you have an unbelievable shot to win the game, how do you bounce back from that and try to recuperate? 2 days later for the national championship, which is I think that's what kind of carried over to that. But like I said, Mark Few's a great coach, but at the same time though, when's he gonna get the job done? I think this was his perfect year to get it. Unfortunately, they came up short. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens. What's the state of Gonzaga basketball, because they get so much hype for him every single year. And I was full on board with them. And then when push came to shove, national championship, you can't lose by, I don't know what the final score was, but it was over 15 points. I mean,
Yeah.
you just can't allow that to happen.
The second I put the caboose on the train, I jumped off. That's what happened. I bet them the one game and they lost. So I knew it all along, and it took them to the championship game. Of course, I bet the championship game, and that was it.
Right.
All right, so let's do this. Let's go real quick. I want to do your final top 5 of the year after the tournament. Who's your top? Like I'll go first, okay? Because mine's gonna be a little different. I'm gonna go obviously Baylor 1, Gonzaga 2. Number 3, in my opinion, is I'm still gonna go with Illinois. Okay, I think that I'm not just gonna go and put Houston or those teams in there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Illinois. My number 4, I'm gonna go Michigan. And number 5, I'm gonna go Houston. Those are gonna be my top 5. Kenny, do you have a top 5?
Yeah, exactly the same, in just a slightly different order. Baylor, Gonzaga, top 2. Illinois, 3. Houston, 4. Michigan, 5.
Sis, you have a top 5.
Again, the tournament's over. We'll go Baylor, Gonzaga, Illinois. I'm going to go Loyola Chicago. And finally, I'm going to go with UCLA.
Okay. Carson.
Yeah, I think I got the same top 3 that you guys got. I got Baylor 1, Gonzaga 2, Illinois 3. 4 and 5 are kind of a toss-up. You know what's funny though? It's crazy. I'm going to say this, but I'm going to go UCLA as number 4. I mean, you talk about the road that they had to get to the Final Four.
Good point.
They had to
Real good point.
Michigan. They had to face Alabama, and the fact that they literally had to play their way in to get to the Final Four, is a story in itself. So I'm going to give UCLA number 4, and the number 5, I'm going to go with Michigan. I think it was a great year for them. Again, obviously, they just kind of fell up short against UCLA. But I mean, right from the get-go, I mean, at the start of the season, I mean, we were talking about, is it Gonzaga, is it Michigan, is it Gonzaga, is it Michigan for number 1 in the country?
Right.
And they were right there the whole season with them. So I'm going to go Michigan as number 5 for me.
I want to throw this out because everyone, I saw a bunch of these way too early for 21, 22, and everybody's high on UCLA. I mean, I saw them as high as number 2, number 3 as an early ranking for next year. Sis, are you a firm believer that, listen, they underachieved, like Carson said, they almost didn't get into the tournament. So obviously they underachieved in the regular season. In the postseason, though, they had a unbelievable run to where they were, a couple seconds away from probably getting to a national championship.
Yep.
Are you big on, hey, they should be ready right now and they're a top 3 team in a poll for next year already? If they all come back.
Yeah, definitely. Let's switch it over to Rutgers real fast. They had Houston beat.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And, again, and you always say this, it came down to coaching. That's how come they got beat, Rutgers.
We got a comment from a Lynn Marie. Hello, can we have a happy birthday shout out to me from K&K?
Yes, it's Lynn's birthday today.
And have Coach Sis sing, LOL, hey, even dance.
Oh my
Happy birthday,
God.
Lynn.
Happy birthday, Lynn.
Happy birthday, Lynn. And Lynn, if you want to see a video, I don't have it right now, but talk about videos. Oh, and your sis knows where I'm going. Right down
exactly
to the big
where you're
Wildwood,
going.
what video I'm going to.
Yep. You got to show her that one.
I got some wedding videos too with you on the dance floor, but the ones in Wildwood might top everything. That might be. We want to top that post. That might have to go on Ticket Time or something. I don't know what happened if that thing got on Ticket Time.
Nothing will ever top the Wildwood one.
I know the Wildwood one. But
No.
happy birthday, Lynn. Happy birthday again, Mr. Kirkpatrick.
Happy
tomorrow.
birthday, Lynn.
Thank you.
Anybody else want to throw that out there? Again, number 2 or 3 in the country in the first poll next year, UCLA, because of what just happened. Carson, what do you think?
Depends on I don't know if Juzang is going to go to the pros now or if he's going to stay another year. I mean, this is a really young squad. Again, like Sis was saying, Coach Cronin did an unbelievable job just to get to the path. I mean, they nearly beat Gonzaga, for God's sakes. I mean, like, you can't discredit them at all. I don't think top 2. I would say maybe top 10 for next year. It depends on who stays for them.
Kenny, what's your thoughts?
I think top 10, like Carson said. I agree. But I got a second question if I'd like to ask. Because Carson's Michigan State. The question I have is, I think I asked this question a couple weeks ago. Of these top history, go back the last 20 years, these top basketball schools, Michigan State, Duke, Kentucky, Louisville, Arizona. Out of those 5 teams, start with Carson, then I'll go Sis and Kurt. Who do you think has the biggest bounce back? And North Carolina, we'll throw North Carolina in there. Who do you think has the biggest bounce back year, meaning they can make, I know it's way too early, but biggest bounce back year, they have a great year, they get into the tournament and top team in the tournament next year. Who has the biggest shot at it?
I'm going to say Duke. It was just kind of a surprise this year for everybody, with a lot of the Blue Buds not making it. Even Michigan State barely got in. So I think next year you're going to see all those teams back in it again, Kentucky, North Carolina, like all of those schools that you just said. I'm going to go with Coach K, Duke Blue Devils. I feel like, every single year, if you didn't even watch college basketball, you would think that they're going to make a run no matter what. Obviously great recruiting class, great program, great coach. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens with North Carolina. Now that Roy Williams is gone, we're going to see who steps into his place. But I think Duke is the team that bounces back and makes a deep run next year.
What do you think, Sis? Who bounces back next year?
Carson stole my thunder. I said it the other night. Duke. Coach K is a great coach, and they will definitely be in the tournament next year, no doubt.
I'm going to go with Kentucky for a couple reasons. I just think Calipari is he's the one and done king. I think, he's still going to go try to find those guys. And, the ACC is, I think it's still better than the SEC. I know Alabama, was a legit team this year, but I don't know. If I was Kentucky, am I going to fear Alabama? Who else is really SEC? Arkansas. So I think that they can easily become the king again of the SEC a lot faster than Duke, because I just think Duke's going to have more competition than Kentucky.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm echoing every single word Kurt just said.
Look at that.
We're on the same board there.
And and listen, he I don't want to say he embarrassed himself this year, but Calipari had a bad year. So when you know how to recruit and you're the best with the recruiting, go recruit more, so, that's
a great point, Kurt, because, you think ACC, with North Carolina and Duke and all those guys, and now the SEC's starting to make a run for the ACC's money. You got Arkansas who made a great run this year. You got Alabama, Kentucky, like you just said. So I feel like ACC and SEC are right there with each other. So it's anybody's game for each year for that conference.
Anything else real quick? Anything else, Mr. Kirkpatrick, basketball-wise, before we turn the page for that?
No, but I wanted to know if I can have a birthday wish and change the agenda up for 5 minutes.
Yeah, of course.
Sure.
You guys are okay with that?
Sure.
Yeah, you're
I don't want to wait until next week. Mr. Siciliano's wearing the Alabama hat. Kurt, we'll start the timer. We won't go more than 5 minutes. I got 10 questions for him. Alabama trivia time this week on my birthday, night before my birthday, Mr.
Here we go.
Which is fine. I'll sing the birthday song. Again, you have to give me like years because, again, I go back to 73.
Oh, wait. I know. I got you.
All right. I'm just saying. Okay,
let's go.
Here we go.
Ready? Question number 1. How many number one, and you guys could play along too, how many number 1 teams has Alabama beat under Nick Saban? 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6?
Wait, we're doing Alabama tonight?
How many number 1 teams Nick Saban beat?
He's throwing you under the bus right now, sis.
Okay. I'm going to say...
Turning the tide.
I didn't know this was tonight. I thought it was next week. I'm going to say 4.
Bingo, you're correct. That's one
Thank
right.
you very
Good
much.
job.
Nice.
Good job.
Thank you very much.
Question
Thank you.
number 2. Which team has Nick Saban not coached? Toledo, Michigan State, Miami Dolphins, Bowling Green, or LSU?
I'm going to say Toledo.
It was Bowling Green.
Okay.
Question number 3. Which Alabama quarterback threw for the most yards in a single game?
Ever?
In the history of Alabama football,
Joe Willie.
Scott Hunter.
No way. Wow. That's a shock. Okay. Good one.
What is the name of the elephant mascot seen on the sidelines of Alabama home games?
Buddy.
Big Al.
Big Al. Okay.
Alabama was founded in 1831, but they played their first football game in which year?
Oh, boy. That's a tough one. 1929.
Good guess. It was still in the 1800s, 1892.
Okay.
I'll do a couple Bear Bryant questions for you.
Sis was friends with Bear Bryant.
Yeah. How many Heisman Trophy winners did Bear Bryant coach?
6.
0.
Johnny Musso was Heisman Trophy, 73.
I don't know if I got my info. It said 0.
All right. Okay.
You know, Carson, I got to say one thing because Kenny's a pro with this. Kenny and Sis are both great at. They give you the question. Then when you're like, I don't think that's the right answer, they say, well, I think this was the right answer. These two guys are the kings at this. So right now, Sis could be 5 for 5 and 6 for 6. Nobody really knows. That's the
Right.
thing.
This is two more
That's
quick
the
ones.
thing.
2 more quick ones. I'll give him a Nick Saban and a Bear Bryant question. Which year was Nick Saban hired as the head coach of Alabama?
Hold up. He's been there 15 years. $1988.
No, you guys want to take a guess?
You told me, so I can't answer that.
Oh, yeah, I did tell you.
2000,
Guess, Carson. What was it?
2006.
Close. 2007.
Ah,
And the last question for Mr. Siciliano on this week's Alabama trivia. Bear
Okay.
Bryant, in Bear Bryant's history, this is amazing, guys. In Bear Bryant's history of coaching Alabama, he lost only 2 home games,
wow.
25 years, from 57 to 83. Name the 2 teams that beat him, sis. I'll even, if you can name one, I'll treat you to Steve Sizzling Steaks.
LSU was one.
No. I'll give you 3 guesses.
Okay. LSU wasn't one. Wow.
No.
Okay.
One's hard, one you may get.
Auburn.
No, you're on the right track. I'll give you one more guess.
Wasn't LSU. Wasn't Auburn. South Carolina.
No. Carson, you want to take a guess?
As an SEC team.
Yes. I'll give you that. I'll give you that hint.
He told me I would have no idea. I would have no clue on answering.
Texas
The other
A&M.
one is not. The other one is not an SEC team.
Oh,
The other one's hard.
Texas A&M.
Florida beat them, and Southern Miss beat them, sis.
Southern Miss. Wow. Good
All
one,
right,
Ken.
that was my little birthday wish. I gave sis some Alabama trivia.
You
Turn
caught
the
me off
tide on
guard
him.
tonight. I got to say that. Very good.
Turn the tide on him.
Queen of Claws is saying happy birthday, Kenny.
Thank you, Queen.
What's up, Queen?
We're getting a comment from Henry, our good friend Henry. Felt proud today for me, thanks to the Rockies win over the D-backs 7-3. John Gray flirts with a no-hitter in a great outing. They finished 3-4 in their homestand to begin the season. Kenny, I want to give you a lot of credit because you're the one that kept saying, listen, would they sign up for 3-4 having the Dodgers early on at home? You said Rockies win at home, and you know what?
Rockies win at home, and especially early in the season.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, that over-under was like 63.
All joking aside, Bud Black's a top manager in baseball. Too.
Yeah,
not the top, but he's never had this. Put him on the Yankees, and the Yankees go to a World Series.
Kenny, it's actually funny. Like they're becoming a little more of like a pitching and not home run. Like they're actually becoming opposite of the Yankees. Seriously, they got a little better pitching. I'm not going to say they play small ball, but they don't depend on the home run like they always did. And you know what? Hey, 3-4 to start. I mean, a lot of people thought they were the worst team in baseball, so it's a nice, respectable start for the Rockies.
No, I like that over.
Rocky fans should be happy.
Yeah,
I love the over in that.
By the way, Carson, I don't know if you're watching on Facebook, but the new green screen, I got the official. Look at the board up now.
Well, let me see. I'm going to go there.
Look at the board up now, Carson. This is going to be my board for Wits and Wages every week, but now it looks. Let's see if you see that. Kenny doesn't see it.
That's great. I love it.
Right there it is. It's at the Vegas board. We got the Vegas board behind us.
That's great.
Oh, here's a question. Here's a great question Henry's asking because again, I listen to Bronco Radio every day, and they did talk about this. The Rockies are now hosting the 2021 All-Star Week. The game's going to be in Colorado. One person was saying, they were making a great point. Like a lot of people are fired up because you're getting the All-Star game there. But what the one guy was saying on the radio was, he's not as happy because he's saying it's not going to be a true feel because it's going to be, there's going to be limitations with all this going on. So what's your thoughts on that, Kenny? Should Colorado, the people in Colorado be happy about this? Or, like they're saying, I would rather wait, 3-4 years down the road and really have it the true way where fans can do whatever they want. But other people are like, I want to have it.
They should be happy. There's how many teams in Major League Baseball? 32, right?
I think so.
In Major League Baseball. When are you going to have an All-Star game again? So if they're going to allow you to host it now, take it when you can get it. It's publicity for the state. I would be happy if the All-Star game came down to Baltimore or DC and I can get involved with the festivities.
They were saying though the home run derby there is going to be. I think it's been there once. I want to make sure.
I just love watching those balls fly.
But the home run derby, I want Henry, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they said the home run derby has been there once, and they said though the home run derby this year will be just nuts again over there.
Oh yeah, juice
Yeah.
balls up for sure.
Carson, I'm sorry, Carson. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, they've hosted it before. Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. 1998 was the last time they held an all-star event with the games and the derbies and everything. So over 20 years, I think Colorado should be fired up, as well. It should be great. I'm glad that the MLB can at least still put on a show, in a different location, just not Atlanta. But I'm glad we're having a game still.
Sis, what about you? Would you be happy? I mean, again, you are going to have it. They're going to have the All-Star game there. Does it dampen a little if they can't do it in full force with everybody there and all the festivities? Because obviously limitations with people. What's your thoughts on it?
Well, let me ask you this. What did you think about them switching it? Was that right? I mean, was it wrong or what was it?
I think it's wrong.
It's all about money.
I think it's wrong. Politically, money.
Okay.
But if you're Colorado, like these guys are saying, I mean, you got to be happy for it. I mean, it's going to do something for, the state. It's going to be excitement. I think it's going to be awesome.
They're going to get $100 million. Who would be happy with that?
Now, I'll say this because, again, they were also talking about on this Denver radio station I listened to. They were saying how They can't do it because they were talking about a Super Bowl. They were saying how like Colorado would be an awesome site to host a Super Bowl, but they're saying they will not do it because if there's no retractable dome. They said they did it in the Meadowlands that one year, and they got so lucky. They were probably 2 hours away from a legit blizzard, and they were saying, they were saying if the Denver Broncos eventually do sell, if the Bolin family eventually sells to a big time owner, they're saying somebody that's money. They're saying, and the first thing they have to do is get a new stadium, retractable dome, and they said within 3 years, Colorado would have a Super Bowl. I was wondering what Henry's thoughts are on that, but they're saying they can't do it. The NFL really does not want to do an outside stadium again in the cold.
I got a question, and I'll ask Carson, Kurt, Sis, and Henry, or anybody else wants to answer as well. Do you like the way the All-Star game is played now, like the rules? At the halfway point, but the winning division, the winning league gets home field. Do you like it the way it is? Do you want to change it? Me personally, I'll say what I want to say, and then I'll let you guys go. Mm-hmm. I like the winner of the game, but I think they should end the season a week earlier. Don't have the All-Star break. End the season a week earlier. Have the All-Star game after the World Series, and the winner of that game gets the home field next year. All-Star break, half the teams are out of it. All joking aside, you got Garrett Cole on the mound because the Yankees are in it, starting in the All-Star game. You're going to let them go 2-3 innings. And then an Orioles pitcher or a Pirates pitcher comes in. Are they going to care, as much? Because they're not involved.
But wait, when do you want to do it?
Don't have an All-Star break. Do it at the end of the year after the World Series.
Well, here's your problem. What happens if you have the Cleveland Indians and they won 70 games and those guys are shut down in September? I mean, if I'm an All-Star for Cleveland, he wants to be on the All-Star game. He's not going to train for a month and play? That's the problem, I don't know. I don't know how to when I was a kid, I always loved watching the All-Star game. I was like always pumped up to watch it. And that was before the home run derby and everything, but it was like exciting. But now, I don't know, Sis, Carson, what can they do to make it more enticing? I have no idea.
Right. Yeah. But I do like how they added that concept where it's like, because you got to admit, like, whether it's the NBA or the Pro Bowl or like the All-Star game in the majors, it's like these guys, I mean, they're playing, but they're not like at their full, like it's, they're kind of screwing around. Like, it's not too serious. It's just kind of like a fun game to do. Nothing too crazy, like these guys are dunking the ball like crazy and shooting half-court shots in the NBA All-Star game. But I do like how there's something to play for. It's not just a game. You do have home field advantage involved, which I do like, because it makes it more intriguing. Because if your team is a headlining team that could make a playoff push, that home field advantage is huge. But yeah, like you were saying though, Kenny, I think I like what you're saying. Like if they were to do a similar thing like the Pro Bowl does, where it's after the regular season and then the Super Bowl is the week after. But I think there's also some kind of pride to go to the All-Star game. Like if I was an athlete, like I want that on my resume. Like I went to the All-Star game, I was an All-Star for this year. But if I'm like a guy on the Dodgers, and if they were to have the game after the season, I'm obviously not going to go to the All-Star game because I'm going to be training for the World Series. So if it's kind of like in between the year, it's like I can still go there, have fun, take a break from competitive baseball and go and enjoy my time there. So, but yeah, I do get what you're saying though. If they could push it back later, so it gives teams a reason to play.
Yep.
Coach Breslin saying, nice background. Happy birthday, Kenny. What's up, guys?
Coach.
All
Welcome.
right, but I got one for you, Sis, because like I want Carson and Kenny, and then I'll get to Sis, but I'm gonna put Sis in the comparison with me. See, I think the one thing with baseball as opposed to like football, because in Carson you hit it like it's like a glorified, I don't even want to say practice. You watch NBA, it's like I dunk, you dunk, Kenny dunks, this dunks. That's okay. Now we're gonna play last 4 minutes. But in baseball, like I'm an all-star pitcher, Sis is an all-star batter. There's a little pride in that. Like I don't want to get embarrassed on the mound. Like I remember when it was like, was it DeGrom or Harvey or one of the Met pitchers a couple years ago when it was just like, look at this guy, like it was like ridiculous. I mean, he threw like nine pitches to 1 inning, and it was just like wow, like. And you stand out. I think you stand out when it's, I'm the best, you're the best. Who's better, me or Sis now? I'm pitching, Sis is up. Let's see who gets the better. It's a little more, you're going to get it more competitive throughout the game as opposed to, okay, I'm covering Carson. Go ahead, you dunk, you cover me, I'm going to dunk. It's like that's not a competitive game.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know, Sis, what's your, do you like watching those All-Star games or no?
Not really. I've never been much to that because to me it's a showcase, and I get it. They're all great players and everything, but I don't put too much stock in that. Even NBA, Pro Bowl, all of that stuff. That doesn't really turn me on. So if that answers your question, that's me.
Now Henry's saying wish they brought it back. So Kenny did. I didn't want to. I thought I was wrong, but I think Henry's right. He's saying wish they brought back the stipulation where if the NL wins, did they take that away?
They did. They just did.
Really?
I think they did.
Maybe they did because of the COVID issues. I don't know.
Kenny, to answer your question from Big Dog 1470. I was looking at the voter laws in Colorado and Georgia. They have the same laws. I feel the MLB commish is a hypocrite. For one, will not be watching the All-Star game since politics got involved. You know what? A lot of respect for that. Respect for that.
Yeah, I agree, Big Dog, 100%.
That was like lowball by doing that. Like you don't get that involved. Don't get the politics involved with the baseball. The whole vote. It was ridiculous in my opinion.
Yep.
It was ridiculous.
That's the problem. The politics with the baseball.
The politics.
Yep.
And you know what? Just like Big Dog saying, and I read on Facebook and Twitter, there's a lot of people that feel like him and basically flat out said, I'm not watching it.
Well, look at the NBA Finals this year. I think it was the lowest rated NBA Finals this season because of the whole thing, all the stuff that was happening in the world, and the NBA brought it to their platform, and people are like, I'm not watching this if they're going to promote all this politics stuff involved with it. So that's a good point.
It's a great point. And you know what? You're going to get people who, you're going to get your diehards who, I'm going to watch whatever, listen, we could talk about this forever, but you're going to get people who, like you're saying, where, okay, I'm an NBA fan, I'm going to watch it, but now I'm not watching this. And they lost a lot. They lost a lot. So they hurt themselves. Let's get to this, Kenny. I want to get to a little real quick. I want to do some, we don't have obviously any basketball picks, but I want to go over a couple of matchups, and I want you guys to make some picks. I went with, you guys are Yankee fans. I did the Mets and I did the Tigers for Carson. Okay.
Oh, sweet.
I'm going to go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, real quick around the board. Tomorrow, Yankees at Tampa Bay. This is not good for the Yankees because Tampa Bay, there are problems for the Yankees. Kluber and Hill. Who wins tomorrow night? Yankees, Tampa Bay, Kenny?
Kluber, Hill. I'll go Yankees.
Sis.
I'm a Yankee fan, but I'm going to go Tampa Bay.
Carson, you break the tie.
I'm a big home field advantage guy. I think Tampa gets it done. Yankees are kind of wishy-washy to start, but I think they'll get the ball rolling once the season starts to get underway within the first month, but I think the Rays are going to get it done.
Okay.
I will add, Kluber looked good in his first start, so I will add that.
Okay. We're going to go, the Mets are off tomorrow after a crazy win today. I don't know if you guys saw how that game ended today.
I did. Yeah, that was nuts.
Basically, Conforto kind of like bases loaded, and he like leaned in a little
leaned
bit.
Into it. Yeah.
He leaned into the pitch, and they gave him ball 4. So
wow,
that's how the game ended. All right, so we got Detroit. Actually, Detroit, a nice little start, right, Carson? What would you say?
Oh my gosh. I don't know if you guys are hearing about this kid named Akil Baddoo. He's my new favorite player. First game in the majors, he hits a home run on his first pitch. Second day, he hits a grand slam. The day after that, he hits a walk-off single. And then yesterday, he hits a triple. So he's my new favorite Tiger. He's going to take over the throne from Miguel Cabrera once his contract is up. And but, we're playing the Indians. We had a great first couple of games. We won the series, but we're just a really weird team when we get on the road. We just don't play the same. So, obviously, I'm rocking the Tigers jersey. I'm hoping we win. So, who's pitching tomorrow? Do you got the?
Yes, I do. Plesac's pitching for Cleveland, and what's his name? The kid from Julio.
I can't.
Telleran. I forgot how to say his name.
Tyron, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So versus Plesac. So where would you go
he had
tomorrow?
a rough first outing. I'm gonna go Indians.
Tigers or Indians tomorrow, sis?
Tigers.
Kenny?
Plesac had a rough outing his first time around. You guys beat them, I think, last week, right? With Plesac?
Mm-hmm.
I think the Indians are going to bounce back in this one. I'm going to take the Indians.
All right. I got one more game tomorrow. I got the Washington Nationals against the world champs Dodgers. Ross is going up against Mr. Bueller. Kenny?
I'm going to be high on the Nationals this year, but
New message is
I'm gonna
received
take-
from
I'm gonna
+1
take
205
Bueller and
973 3502.
Carson?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Dodgers. It's their home opener. I expect that to be a fun-filled fest. I think they're gonna wipe out the Nationals.
Sis, what about you?
Oh,
Nationals,
real
Dodgers.
Real quick, Corbin and Lester were two of the players that had the COVID precautions.
Okay.
So that's why probably Ross is pitching.
Okay. Sis?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Dodgers.
All right. A couple more games. Is anybody going to take Miami on Saturday over the Mets? Rogers against Mr. DeGrom. Will anybody go Marlins here?
I might, because DeGrom will go 8 innings, give up 1 run, but the Mets won't score any runs. So it'll be a one. It's going to be a 1-0 game, 2-1 game. And I'm joking. I'm taking DeGrom.
Everybody else taking the Mets?
But all joking aside, if you are to bet that game, they got the run line. Take the Marlins on the run line, because the Mets always win a 1-run game when DeGrom is pitching.
Yankees, Tampa Bay Saturday. You got Herman against Archer, Kenny.
Told you, I think Archer's going to have a bounce back year in Tampa Bay. I think he had a rough outing his first time around. I'm going to take Tampa Bay in that one.
Sis, what about you? Yankees, Herman get it done against Tampa Bay, or does Tampa Bay win?
Tampa Bay.
Carson.
Yeah, I'm gonna go high on Chris Archer. I like him. I think he's like you said, Kenny. I think he's gonna have a bounce back year. Last year he was kind of struggling, but I think the Rays gonna get it done again.
All right, then I'm just gonna hit Carson on this one because I want to get into a little Masters. Saturday, you got. I'm not sure what these names. Is it Skubal?
Tarek Skubal.
Skubal against Savali from Cleveland, and Sunday you got. I can't read my own handwriting. How bad is that? Allen from Cleveland, and it looks like you're. Let me just check. Let me double check Sunday. I want to make sure. I'll just ask you because you're the Tiger guy. Urena?
Yeah, Urena.
Urena versus Allen.
Yeah, I think.
So what do you got Saturday, Sunday?
I think it's going to be one of those things where, like, we're gonna. I think we're gonna. I think we'll win one game out of the 3 games, and the game I like is Saturday. So the first one, so not tomorrow, but Saturday. I think we'll get 1 out of the 3 at Cleveland.
Okay. Sunday, Miami got the Mets. Kenny, you got Castano versus Stroman. Do the Mets win that one and Stroman get another victory?
No, I think that Miami steals one of the 3 from. Miami's going to steal the game on Saturday. One of these 4 games. It's a 4-game series.
3
right?
game. 3 game.
Oh yeah, they're going to they'll steal one. I don't think the Mets sweep. I think the Marlins will get to the Mets bullpen in this game.
Sis, what about you?
I'm gonna go Mets Saturday.
Okay. And Carson, what about you? Stroman get the win?
Yeah, I think he gets the win done. I think they get the job done. I'm going Stroman.
All right. Last one, Yankees. I'll come back to you, Carson. On Sunday, you got Waka, Tampa Bay against Mr. Montgomery, Carson.
I think this is the game Yankees get. I don't see the Rays sweeping the Yankees. I think they're going to get at least one game. I think Sunday they get it done. I'm going to go Yankees in that one.
All right, Big Dog saying Tampa the last few years have been a pain in the rear of the Yankees. Sis, does Montgomery get it done on Sunday, or are you picking the sweep for Tampa Bay?
No, I think, again, Tampa Bay wins the 2, the Yankees win the rubber match.
Okay, what about you, Kenny?
I like the Yankees in this one. Montgomery, I think he's going to have a nice solid year for the Yankees. Under the radar guy with all the other Yankee pitchers.
He looked tough the other day.
Yes, he did.
He did.
I agree.
And my last game,
Waka did not look good in his debut, so I'll take
No,
the
he didn't.
Yankees. I'll take the Yankees in this one.
and my last game is another Washington Dodger game, but it's a nice pitching matchup Sunday. You got Scherzer against May, Kenny.
This one, I think the Nationals take. Scherzer needs. I think they're going to get one of the 3. I don't think the Dodgers are going to sweep the Nationals. I'll take Scherzer over May.
And you, Carson.
Yeah, give me Scherzer. Obviously, I know a lot about him because he was with my Tigers. Heartbreaking that he went to the Nationals for Jordan Zimmerman, who was a complete. I don't even want to talk about Jordan Zimmerman, but yeah, going Scherzer though.
Sis, what about you? Dodgers, or are you going to take the pitching matchup? You're going to go Mr. Scherzer.
No, Mr. Scherzer, it's a clean sweep. I agree with the boys.
Okay. All right, so that's our baseball picks for the week. Kenny, I got one more little wagering segment I want to get to. Okay, real quick. Again, Carson, if you want to give me a thumbs up or thumbs down on the green screen on this one now.
All right, I'm ready.
Tell me what you think.
Oh, nice. I like it.
So I feel like I'm in front of the Masters. Kenny insists you got to watch it later, but the Masters is underway. Kenny called me last night and said, hey, I'm going to throw a few dollars for FanDuel. I'm going to bet 8 people. He overslept, and the person that was at 80 to 1 odds is obviously winning today. That's Kenny's life in a nutshell. That's Kenny. 80 to 1 shot. He didn't get me to bet. Now that guy's going to run away. He's never going to relinquish the lead, and he's going to win the Masters going away, and Kenny's going to be sick over it.
Yep.
But does anybody here, is anybody a big golf fan? Does anybody want to throw, look at Coach Breslin saying, wow, you're getting to be a pro with this green screen. Not a pro unless, listen, I saw Ticket Time, and I saw the virtual dealer. That's when I'm a pro. I got to work. Carson, be on call too for that.
Yeah,
Me, Jenny Hoops, and Coach Breslin are going to be doing a green screen thing. But is anybody here a big golfer? Anybody want to make any predictions for the
I don't want
Masters?
to say I'm a big golf fan, but I can watch it. But now learning about these odds, you can pick top 30 and get even money on somebody to finish in the top 30. That's not that hard when there's 88 golfers in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And all joking aside, I picked Justin Rose. I was looking at the odds. Dustin Johnson was the favorite, 9 to 1 odds. So if you like long shots, golf is your game.
Right now, what was Justin Rose, Kenny?
Justin Rose was 6 under. He's had a couple holes left. I don't know if he finished yet.
No, but what was his odds?
80 to 1.
Well, right now he's 4 to 1.
Oh.
A little more than 4 to 1, so like 4.5 to 1.
The other guys I picked was Xander Schauffele, young guy, Justin Thomas, another young and up-and-coming top golfer, and Billy Horschel, he's a veteran. Schauffele was even, Thomas was +2, Horschel was +4. So you throw $5 on these guys. Like I said, Justin Rose was 80 to 1. Xander Schauffele and Thomas were like 25 to 1, and Billy Horschel, I think, was 100 to 1.
A couple comments. Big Dog is saying, I play, but I suck at it, but I don't watch it. He's saying Justin Rose is 7 under. Henry's saying Justin Spieth could make history in most parts, but what obstacles could be in his way? That would have been my guy, would be Spieth. I was going to say he would have been, and Coach Breslin saying Jordan Spieth just won for the first time in a while. Does he keep it going? I would have picked Spieth.
Coach, he was struggling a little bit. Not struggling. He had a nice round going, but he messed up on a hole, a 7 on a par 4, so he was triple bogey there. But he's still not terribly didn't have a terrible round, so I think he can bounce back.
Wait a minute. This is breaking news. Breaking news here, Kenny. You don't know him, but I see it just says Rob, but I think that's my good friend and coworker, Mr. Rob, saying best coach in NJ. That was a screen name I had one time, saying greetings from Snug Harbor. So I think Mr. McConnell is check. I want Mr. McConnell's thoughts on the video with the Masters in the background. Bryce is saying I picked Matsuyama, Kenny?
Matsuyama, yep. Hideki Matsuyama. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
I think he's in second or third, if I'm not mistaken.
Tied second right now.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, Justin Rose shoots a 7 under today. He ain't going to shoot a 7 under tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday and be 28 under for the tournament.
Right.
In history, they said that they're predicting, I'm thinking 14 to 16 under is going to win this tournament.
Okay.
They make these greens fast and hard for the pros, and I think that's what's going to win it. So, I'd be upset if it was for the round in Justin Rose, but 7 under, yeah, it looks good, but I just don't see it happening all week. So, hopefully, for my sake, he drops down a little bit because I don't want to see those 80-1 odds just dwindling away. Carson knows about that.
Sis, by the way, sis, you know my good friend Rob, right? We've had some outings with Rob down the shore.
Yep.
So I want to thank him for joining in. So anybody else want to throw any other names out?
Kim Si-woo. He's tied 8th. I just like it because I love his name. He's 25. He won the Players' Championship at age 21. I'm going to go with Kim Si-woo because I just love his name.
I like speed.
I gotta step away for a couple minutes. If the show ends, I'll catch up with you guys later.
Okay,
I'll try
sounds
to get on
good.
the end of the show.
Sounds good. So sis, let me ask something. Will you watch it, sis?
Hey,
I'll
Kenny,
make
you're
it
still
nice
on
and
the
easy
mic.
for you. I'll make it nice and easy for you. I have absolutely, positively no interest in golf. Now,
Carson,
getting back to your,
I'm sorry.
That's all right. Getting back to your story about down the shore with Rob and his girlfriend, you and your brother did some job on me.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. He contributed to a great fun night of Mr. Sis. That's all I'm going to
Unreal.
say. And Carson, you want to see videos? Yes.
Oh, yeah, I got to see him.
Carson, you ready? Carson, this is no lie. You ready?
Yeah.
We started at flip-flops.
Uh-huh.
I started out in Wildwood with 3 Jägermeisters and 2 beers.
Oh, nice.
Sis, this is
From
a
there-
national audience. Sis, we don't want to tell you. We got to just play the audience. Instead of just telling the audience, I got to say this video.
All right, just show Carson the video then.
I'll show him the video. And,
Awesome.
and Rob's saying, aloha, aloha. That's a story where I can tell you, sis, that you don't know about. And aloha, aloha is another great Wildwood story.
Yeah,
Rob.
tell Rob I got his aloha right here.
But let me ask you this, Carson. So you will watch. So Bryce is saying I'll watch it on and off. If 4th round is close and not just one person, then I'll watch. That's how I feel too. If somebody's like way ahead, or if it was like Tiger winning again, I would watch it.
You know what's funny? I think like with sports betting in general, like you can bet anything. You know what's going to sound really crazy. Like 2 days ago, I was betting $5 on the underdog in a Chinese basketball game. So I was up at 3 a.m. watching a Chinese basketball game, and it's just fun to do. You know what I mean? If you're bored, you got a couple bucks laying around, just throw it on, and it gives you some extra to root for when you're watching any kind of sport. So I'll watch the Masters. So it's obviously one of the greatest events of the year. So. But yeah, I think that's what it is. Obviously, though, gamble responsibly, of course. But there's excitement involved for sure.
Right. And by the way, Rob, I got to get Rob to watch Ticket Time because Rob's a nice little. He likes a little AC here and there. So
Okay.
I got to get him the Ticket Time information.
Nice.
So sis, there's no way Sunday you're going to be watching any Masters.
Not even if it snowed.
Wow. See, I'm. Carson, you will?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too. I'll watch it a little. Again, it's gonna hurt a little without. I just think when Tiger's there, it just makes it more interesting.
Right.
You know what I mean? But hopefully it's, I like if it's Spieth or something like that. And I didn't do anything on the Masters. Did you do anything on the Masters, Carson, or no?
I just put $5 on Rose and I put $1 on my guy Kim Shi Woo.
Okay,
so
nice.
Those are my two guys.
So it'll be something for you to watch, though.
Yeah.
Intercept Your Lunch. Our guy Marty Jonas is saying Masters is the greatest golf weekend. Sis, you have to tune in. Marty, let's go. Let's get Sis on. Let's make sure we should all do a live Zoom on Sunday, making sure Sis is watching that tournament this weekend.
What's up, Marty?
No, that's again. I'm going to be honest. And Coach Breslin actually made. Oh, wait a minute. I'm with Big Dog on this one. I'm with Big Dog and Briggs. This weekend, Big Dog saying I will be in Tampa to watch WrestleMania. You know what, Big Dog? I won't be in Tampa, but on that screen, I'm going to have to go big screen Knicks Toronto, but on the screen to the right will be WrestleMania, sis. WrestleMania will be on Sunday night. I know
for Mr. Briggs.
Briggs, you'll be watching up top.
Yep.
And I want Big Dog's opinion on what's going to happen with The Fiend. Because The Fiend, you watch any wrestling, Carson, or no?
A little bit here and there, but nothing too crazy. I want to get into it though.
Have you watched The Fiend? Have you know anything about The Fiend?
No.
You got to watch it. It's insane. Hoops loves The Fiend too, so
okay.
That's it.
Cool.
Marty saying, what's up, guys? Again, the green screen is the star of the show. Tell that Easter Bunny to come down to Pennsylvania, please, LOL. Easter Bunny delivered. That's all I'm going to say. The Easter Bunny delivered. So we got a couple more minutes. Anything else? Looking forward to the draft, Carson?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's going to be interesting to see what my Lions do. We're at 7. Obviously, it's just a total rebuild. I don't even know who my receivers are. But Sis is going to love it when I want Devontae Smith. I think he's a stud because we need receivers because I don't know who we have right now. But yeah, it's in a couple weeks away. I can't wait to talk about that on the show. It should be a great time.
Carson, you're definitely getting Mr. Smith. There's no doubt about it in my mind. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that we get Mr. Waddle. So
right, there you go.
Sis, you're a big fan of the draft, right? Will you watch all 3 days? Or more first round?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you too, Carson?
I'm more of a first round guy, and then every now and then if I got nothing going, I'll maybe flip it on for the second and third. But obviously, first round action, that's where it's at.
Yeah. So same thing. I love doing it. Following it on Twitter. I obviously follow it on Twitter, but I love watching it. I mean, I like, honestly, of course I like the first round, but I like the Friday night when they do second and third round too. That's really exciting because it's a lot of players, a lot of wheeling and dealing in that second and third round.
Yeah.
So, I like how they do it now. I like how it's, they used to do it, I just think 2 days. They did Saturday and Sunday, and now they get it to where it's, Thursday night primetime first round, then they do the second and third round, and then they do 4 through 7 on. It does get there when it's like 6 o'clock on that Saturday, and you're like 6th round. Oh my God, who's still there? But what the thing is crazy is how many times have you looked and you're like, how many 6th and 7th rounders make an NFL roster?
Right?
That's crazy.
Most of it's just practice squad guys. Yeah, at that point. Yeah.
So. But other than that, baseball's back. NBA, our Knicks are struggling, sis. Lost 3 out of 4.
Yeah, I know. They're in trouble.
We're getting in trouble. Big one. Big one tomorrow. They're home versus Minnesota. Then they got Toronto at home. Toronto's creeping up. Pistons. Anything for you, Carson?
I just can't watch him. It breaks my heart because I'm seeing all these highlights from Blake Griffin on the Nets, and he just finessed the living hell out of us. I mean, he hasn't dunked a basketball in a couple weeks ago. When he finally gets to the Nets, he's dunking like crazy, shooting the 3-pointer. Obviously he didn't want to be with us, and I don't blame him. We're in full rebuild mode. I do like a couple of good guys. I love Sadiq Bey. He was a great pick. I like how we got a new GM and Troy Weaver. So we're getting in the right direction. It's going to be a couple of years though for us to be back in the playoff hunt.
Coach Jimmy Eiserman saying, "What's up, gentlemen?" So thank you, Jimmy, for tuning in. And Coach Breslin is saying, "You ready for this, sis? Let's go Nets." Why would you say that? Why would you say that? But let me ask you this, Carson. Is there somebody, you should be getting a high draft pick. Is there somebody you really want?
It's weird because we took Killian Hayes last year, and we haven't seen much out of him because he got injured. So, once he comes back, I need to see more from him. Obviously it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the lottery, because right now I think it's like us, the Rockets, and somebody else, but we're like right with each other for like top 3 worst record in the league right now. So should be a top 5 pick. But I'm liking Evan Mobley. Obviously Katie Cunningham. I think he's going to go number 1. But any one of those two
How
guys.
about Suggs? Would you take Suggs?
I'd take Suggs. Yeah, I think he's great. And basketball is hard because like it takes a couple years for the guy to get developed, and it's very rare you see a one guy rookie season change an entire franchise. So it's going to take a couple years to get done. But,
now Jimmy Eiserman saying NBA draft is flawed and ridiculous. Big Dog is giving me an update. I feel that the WWE will have The Fiend squash Orton in a relatively short match. That's my guess. So I'm giving you homework, sis. I'm going to give both of you guys homework. I want this weekend before Sunday to do a little research, both of you guys, on The Fiend.
Okay.
The background on The Fiend, what's going on with The Fiend. Big Dog also did say this, which was, and I love that they did this, because of the pandemic last year, WrestleMania went to 2 nights. They started Saturday night, they did half the card, and Sunday they did half the card, and they're doing that again this year. And I think that's something that's going to stick going forward, because you have now 2 nights, pay-per-view. I know that you're paying the same thing, but I think that's awesome that they do it like that.
Now, hold up. Who's The Fiend? He's a wrestler?
The Fiend is a wrestler.
It shows you how much I know.
Right, but I'm saying
back
do
to
some homework on The Fiend.
Okay.
Give me a background on Wednesday, what's leading up to WrestleMania, and then just, give me your it's like a book report. I want the Sis's report on The Fiend on Wednesday night.
Okay.
I'm looking forward.
Just real quick for Carson, he's talking about he wants Shugs already. You're already getting Mr. Devontae Smith, so you got to take it easy, pal.
Yeah, that's
can't
true.
give you all these great players.
Right, that's true, sis. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah.
You know what it is? Hey, right now he's taking it on the chops right now, but in a couple years, if he has Devontae Smith and he have Jalen Suggs, he's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
They're getting Devontae Smith.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing he doesn't know. We envied him. He wasn't even born. We envied him with the bad boys: Isaiah, Lambeer, Vinny Johnson, Rodman, back-to-back titles. I don't feel bad for Piston fans. I haven't seen any titles either. I don't feel bad for him. Come on.
Yep. Carson's a pup.
A couple of things. Coach Breslin saying, don't worry, Carson. Gettleman is drafting a corner. And Jimmy Eiserman is saying, this is music to Sis's ears, Waddle to the G-Men.
Absolutely. Yes, sir, Jimmy.
We got a minute left. Sis, give me your final thoughts on wits and wages for this week.
Let me just lower this shirt.
Final thoughts, Mr. Sis.
Hold on 1 second.
Final thoughts on the weekend?
Yeah, just final thoughts for the weekend.
I'm trying to lower my computer.
Overall, I don't think getting back to the NCAA real quick. That was a great game. I as a fan, I truly enjoyed watching that. And this weekend with the baseball and your golf and your wrestling, hopefully everything turns out the way it's supposed to be, especially the wrestling from Mr. Briggs.
Yes, very, very, absolutely. Carson, what about you?
Yeah, WrestleMania and the Masters. I'm gonna look more into WWE, get more info about the Fiend. I just saw a picture of him, and he looks quite like the character. So
yes,
yeah, I'm gonna look more into that. But yeah, enjoy the Masters. Like I said, NFL draft in a couple weeks. I'm looking forward to talking about that with you guys, and just enjoy the weekend overall.
Sounds good, boys. We got one more comment. Richie Katwinka was saying Yankees are going to take the last 2 versus Tampa Bay. So we'll see if we hold them to that. But, boys, have a great weekend. Enjoy everything. WrestleMania for Briggsy. Enjoy Big Dog being there. Watch a little Masters, baseball. Go Knicks. And we'll see you guys next week.
Sounds good. Always a pleasure, guys. Thanks again.
Oh, plug your show. Carson, real quick. Plug your show.
Yeah, I do a casino-themed live stream every single Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. We're doing a show Saturday. If you guys like slot machines, craps, blackjack, whole 9 yards, all your gambling needs, I'm your guy. So 8:30 Eastern time, live Saturday on YouTube. Just search up Ticket Time, and you'll find me.
Sounds good. Boys, enjoy tonight.
All right.
Kurt, I got one question before you go.
Sure.
How are we getting on this show with Marty?
I will contact you in a second. I believe we're going to do it through
Okay.
phone.
It's all good.
Sounds good?
Cool.
Have a good night.